Carolina on the ride. Carolina on the ride.
What's up, Panther Nation? Bill Mack here with another edition of the Panther Prowl. Glad you folks could join me. This is my Week 8 review. It is nighttime, as you can see. The Panthers game just finished a few minutes ago. You know, and in case you didn't know, the Panthers lost 25-17. Heartbreaking loss for the Panthers, of course. They had come in this game. They were on a 2-game losing streak, hoping to turn that around at home. They played a great game against the Falcons 2 weeks ago in Atlanta. However, it was a lot of defense in this game, and enough of Julio, and a lot going on. So, you know, it was a tough game, tough loss. Panther Nation, I'm going to give you the stats and the scoring plays and give you a little rundown here. On the first drive of the night, Matt Ryan was 4 for 4, and the Panthers ended up giving up a 20-yard field goal, which put Atlanta ahead 3-0, which was okay to start the game off. Panthers, of course, they had back-to-back penalties, roughing the passer and defensive pass interference, which allowed them, Curtis Samuel, to get a 12-yard touchdown run, which put Carolina up 7-3. Matt Ryan, of course, on his second drive, he was 3 of 6. He had 49 yards. Julio was 2 catches for 33 yards, which held Atlanta to a 37-yard field goal. So far, so good. 2 field goals, a 20-yarder and a 33-yarder, which basically Panthers were holding up early on. The third drive for the Falcons ended up in a Dante Jackson interception. Another good play for Carolina. Then off of that, the Panthers get the ball back. Samuel ends up getting his second touchdown. He was 2 catches, 32 yards, and a 29-yard touchdown catch to get him into the game, which put Carolina up 14-6. So we look like we're going right. You know, with these 2 of 3 drives, we score. So Matt Ryan comes back. He gets 45 yards on the play during that drive. It's, of course, ends up with a Matt Ryan scamper, and I'll put that politely, for 13 yards for a rushing touchdown. Extra point puts Carolina up 14-13 by 1 point. So we get down, and Panthers turn the ball over. So Matt Ryan ends up on the next drive, 33 yards passing, and it yields in a 36-yard field goal before the half. So then Atlanta finally takes their first lead at the halftime at 16-14. Teddy is 7 of 8, 100 yards, and 1 touchdown so far. Davis is 8 carries, 38 yards. Samuel, of course, 3 carries, 23 yards with the rushing touchdown. And Robbie Anderson had 3 catches, 36 yards. Samuel had 2 catches for 32 yards with the receiving touchdown. And that was mainly of the game. That's how they were. Not a lot. The defense was rushing. Teddy, a lot was raining, slip downs, a lot of stuff going on in that first half by him. Excuse me. So Matt Ryan on the other side had 13 of 19 for 197 yards and 1 interception. Bobby Hill had 7 carries, 35 yards. Ryan, of course, 3 scampers for 19 yards with the rushing touchdown. And Julio, of course, had 4 catches for 85 yards. Julio was getting the ball. They were playing that soft defensive zone, and he was just picking them apart. That's all he had to do. That's what any team's had to do with us, is play that zone and basically, you know, play the zone and just catch the ball. That's all you had to do. I mean, that's how that zone plays. Phil Snow wasn't changing it up, running the same play, and they were just shredding it apart. He's got to learn you can make him run that in college, but you can't run that in the NFL. Players are too fast to run that kind of defense on NFL receivers. So we go, and my points were the Panthers getting touchdown conversions. They needed to do that because they weren't really doing anything. Weren't running the ball, weren't getting the ball in a lot. I mean, what Davis could do, but there wasn't a whole lot of running. And Teddy couldn't get much because that blitzing defense. And Matt Palardis, the center, was giving away a lot of room and free shots at Teddy, you know, and that was a problem with them. The defense would hopefully try to stop Julio contain Ryan and stop Gurley. You know, they already the Panthers defense had 2 sacks on Ryan in the first half, so we thought, hey, the defense has got to get at him more pressure and more, hopefully, cause him to make some mistakes. Injury note though, however, Calvin Ridley, of course, went out of the game with an ankle injury. He did not return. So we go to the second half of the game. Carolina, of course, got the ball, but they turn it over on downs on a failed 4th down conversion. Atlanta's drive, they eared in the field goal. Carolina ended up getting the ball on their drive, but they ended up getting on a 39-yard field goal. However, this play specifically, defensive end Chris Harris from the Falcons, ended up hitting Teddy, and Teddy getting tripped, and then he got hit by the knee on the way down. Harris gets ejected from the game. Teddy goes out to the blue tent to get looked at, which brings in backup former XFL quarterback P.J. Walker. So Walker's familiar with rules, so rules wanted to get him signed. Somebody that was familiar with his system. So he comes in, only does 3 passes. Teddy comes back in. Thank God. So then on the 3rd drive for the Falcons, Gurley gets 8-yard rushing touchdown, and that whole drive basically was like 54 out of 75 yards were rushing. So they were just running the ball down the Panthers' throat, which put them on top 25-17. So at this time, during that drive, the Panthers had 6 total penalties, which resulted in 4 Atlanta first downs. So penalties were a problem in crucial parts for the Panthers. Remind you of that. So it comes down to where it's about 8-point game. Panthers get the ball in the 4th quarter, less than 2 minutes to go. Teddy ends up throwing that interception and pretty much seals the deal for any hopes of a Carolina comeback this game, which is sad. Teddy ends up finishing stats of the game, 15-23, 176, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Davis had 13 carries, 66 yards. Samuels, of course, three carries, 23 yards with the rushing TD. DJ Moore had 5 catches, 55 yards. Great play there in the second half with a catch between 3 defenders. Great catching that he had. And then Samuel, of course, had 4 catches, 31 yards, which he also had a receiving touchdown. Ryan on the other side of the field was 21-30. He had 281 passing yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Great, they held him without a touchdown. Of course, Bobby Hill was 11 carries, 55 yards. Gurley and Matt Ryan had a touchdown each. Those two had a touchdown each, which was bad for Ryan to be getting touchdowns and being able to run like he did. Julio finished up the game, 7 catches, 137 yards, 0 touchdowns, which is great. Going to the defense, Keanu Neal led the Falcons with 7 tackles. 3 players, Deion Jones, Isaiah Oliver, and Dante Fowler each had a sack apiece. Belidi Wren Wilson had the long interception for the Falcons. And on the other side, the Panthers, Jeremy Shinn, which had a great 4th down conversion. It was 4th and 9. They flipped the ball to him. He ran 28 yards to get the Panthers the first down. He led the Panthers with 10 tackles. Marquise Haynes and F.A. Abada both had a sack each, which was great to see. Keys to the game, the Panthers defense gave Atlanta 6 of 7 of their first possessions. The Falcons got points off of it. It's not going to work. Carolina's defense was better at the red zone touchdown conversions this week because, like I said, they had to keep 4 field goals. They shut them down inside. So that was great for their they weren't giving up a lot of touchdowns, but they weren't stopping a lot either from scoring at all. They only got Atlanta to punt once during the game, and that was near the end of the game. Once last week, I think, against the Falcons. That's it. I mean, against the Saints, that was it. That's all they've done. They're not getting 3 and outs, either by penalty or just giving up a play, especially if it was a big play. 4th down and 9, 4th down, whatever, they were giving them up. The Panthers' offense, of course, was doing no better. They were 1 of 8 on 3rd down conversions and 1 of 3 on 4th down, so they weren't even getting 3rd downs like they should have. And Samuels, to me, was the only bright spot of the game and for the night for the Panthers with the 2 touchdowns, but 1 receiving, 1 rushing. So great game by him. And, of course, for the MVP of Atlanta was the field goal kicker, of course. He had 4 field goals tonight. So Panther Nation will have to lick the wounds. We'll get a little bit better. Maybe C-Mac will be back. We've got quite a few extra days. As in next week, next Sunday, not this coming Sunday, but the following, Panthers go take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and we'll need all of our fire weapons as much as we can. Hopefully, Field Snow can get that defense to going like he should, and hopefully Panthers can regroup. The loss tonight, of course, as I said, Panther Nation, it dropped us to 3-5, and it put the Falcons at 2-6. So hopefully we can do something else and get this game wrapped up, and hopefully give a better showing against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the defending Super Bowl champions. So Panther Nation, thank you for joining me for this video. I will get that preview video up probably in the next day or so. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to my channel, share the video. Any comments below, drop them, let me know. So until next time, Panther Nation, this is Bill Mack with the Panther Prowl said, keep pounding.